What's up everyone, this is Victor for Phone Arena, and today we're taking a look at the Nokia Asha 311, a very affordable feature phone by Nokia with a small 3-inch display, a capacitive display. That's how it looks like. Has a slightly unusual design, but really nothing that impressive. You see two physical buttons and a capacitive touchscreen. And let's take a deeper look and see whether this feature phone really stands a chance in a market full of smartphones. A couple of words about the screen. The Asha 311 comes with a capacitive touchscreen, and that's a huge improvement over the previous Asha 305. The size is 3 inches, it's pretty small for today's standards. The resolution is 240 by 400 pixels. And it's pretty responsive, that's the good thing about it. It's not as responsive as you'd see in a smartphone, but still it's way better than the resistive screen on the previous Asha 305 in the series. The phone runs Series 40, so it's a feature phone, has a 1 GHz processor. Overall very snappy. We'll take a deeper look at the interface later on, but the screen has pretty average viewing angles. You can see the content slightly washes out at some angles, like more extreme angles, and if you take it outdoors, it's also not top-notch. It's pretty average. You can see things. Nokia has included a polarizing filter here for better outdoor visibility. Still, the quality is rather average. So let's start with the design first. As you can see, the phone is relatively compact, not too thick. On the back, you have a glossy plastic back cover, 3 megapixel camera, no flash. And here, you have a matte finish on the front chin. Have those two physical buttons that largely define the design of the Asha 311, and they're very nice to press, very comfortable. On the sides, however, those buttons, the lock button and the volume rocker, tucked too deep inside, a bit uncomfortable to press. Not a big deal though. Up top you have a 2mm proprietary charging port, and here you have a micro USB port for syncing and also charging the device, and a standard 3.5mm jack. The mic is right here. And that's how the Asha looks like. It's very compact. The screen looks a bit small given the big bezel around it. Nothing impressive, feels plasticky, a bit cheap, light. That's what the design of the Asha 311 looks like. One of the best things about the Asha 311 is, strange as it sounds, Series 40 and its brand new interface. It's overhauled completely, and you have inspiration from all over the place. First, let's start with the lock screen. It looks a bit like the one in MeGo. So you can just swipe to either side to unlock the device. If you have a new message, it will appear right here, and you can also swipe it, and this will get you directly to the messaging application. So, back to the home screen. You have 3 home panels. The first one is the app drawer. It's pretty standard. You have all your apps here, and as you can see, there's also this neat little drop down that looks like the one on Android. You can toggle your settings here and quickly access your calling application, and then swipe to the side and you go into the second home panel, which you can customize with different shortcuts and contacts. And the third home panel, actually you can choose from 3 more: a dialer, music, or radio, and we've chosen dialer. So that's what you have. This is how the interface looks like basically. And switching to the messaging application, you have your standard Series 40 messaging app, but in portrait mode it's not a full QWERTY keyboard, you only have a T9 keypad. And switching to landscape orientation, that's where you get the full QWERTY keyboard. And that's okay for a 3-inch screen. We were particularly happy with the music performance of the Asha 311. If you can see that the sound is very clear, very crisp. You can see the loudspeaker is right on the back, and that's how the music application looks like. You have your song collection divided by tracks, artists, albums, genres, and even videos. You have even an equalizer. It's a pretty good application. That's how the calendar looks like in Series 40. Nothing impressive. Pretty standard. And you have your suite of social applications like Facebook and Twitter, and here we have a single shortcut for all of those. Let's take a quick look at the Facebook app. It's pretty basic, takes a bit of time and stutters a bit. Here messages, requests, everything that you'd expect from a Facebook client. The device comes with a very basic 3 megapixel fixed focus camera, so you shouldn't expect any wonders from it. And these are some images taken on it. See, there's little detail and colors look a bit washed out, but generally it's subpar, nothing that you'd expect, nothing more than you'd expect from such an affordable device. And the camera application is also pretty basic. That's how we access the gallery. And let's go back to the camera app. See little settings, you have some fun effects. You have the sepia and grayscale, negative as well. And that's how you switch to camcorder mode, which also records in VGA resolution. And unlike on other Nokia Asha devices like the Asha 305, here you can actually play Angry Birds. The boost in RAM memory and processing power really makes a difference. Still, the gameplay is a bit laggy, but it's playable and you definitely enjoy the experience. We almost managed to kill all the pigs here. And probably the biggest question with such a feature phone is whether you can actually access the internet from it. This device comes with Nokia browser, 3G connectivity and Wi-Fi connectivity as well. But it really takes some time to open some more graphically intensive websites such as phonearena.com. We don't have all that many graphics, but still you can see that it took some time to load the website. The browser doesn't support multi-touch, and as you can see, it doesn't render prettily in landscape mode. If you tap there though to zoom in, you get a much nicer view, so you can actually read the website when you've zoomed in. You zoom out with this kind of gesture. Again, zoom in. It's not perfectly smooth, but it's decent, passable quality. So, can you really browse the internet? That wouldn't be the best experience possible, and we definitely recommend a smartphone for that. This device right here is first and foremost a phone, so the calling quality is really of paramount importance. And we're happy to report that Nokia did a pretty good job with both the earpiece and the mic here. Our callers reported hearing us loud and clear, and the same goes for our end of the line. The only thing we could slightly complain about is that the earpiece is a bit too quiet. Not really an issue, but just our preference would be for a louder earpiece. And one of the big advantages of a device like this is the battery life. You have a 3-inch screen that's pretty small, and you can easily get around 2 days, maybe even more battery life on this device. It features an 1100 milliamp hour battery. We're pretty happy with the battery performance of this phone. The Asha 311 is really not a bad phone on its own, but it just looks like a phone of the past. Right now we have Android smartphones selling for the same price and offering similar and in most aspects better features. And in even some cases, like with the Galaxy Pocket or the Samsung Galaxy Y, the price is even lower than the one on the Asha 311. So we really see no reason why would you go for a feature phone which has limited amount of apps when you can get a full-featured smartphone with both the apps and the more responsive overall Android. If you're looking for another feature phone, for some reason you don't want to get a smartphone, the Samsung Star 3 is a very, very decent alternative to this device. So overall, not a bad device on its own, but we definitely go for a feature phone at this time of the day, the year, and generally. Thanks for watching, guys. Check out our in-depth review of the Nokia Asha 311 on phonearena.com. Thanks.